ground, cloak, nuclear missile. I don't think I need to show any of these because um, they're pretty much the same. Maybe I'll show the nuclear missile. You can see he launches the nuke directly, and it's a channeling ability. It takes about 20 seconds for the nuke to go off. Um, yeah, it takes a while. Where's the nuke? I should make the nuke faster. Anyway, so there we see the nuke, the nuclear missile. Um, Next we have the SCV hero. And one thing that Dota lacked in terms of heroes is it didn't really have any builder heroes. I mean, some people who played Dota might have played other Warcraft 3 custom maps, and one that I like map called Hero Attack. It basically had this thing called the Tinker, which could build buildings, and that was pretty cool. So SCV hero has repair. It can repair mechanical units. It can build auto turrets. It takes a while to build them, like I think 5 seconds or something. But anyway, it can build missile turrets. And the ultimate of the SCV is to build a battle cruiser, which looks pretty cool. The SCV basically builds a battle cruiser directly. It takes a bit of time, but when you're done, you have this battle cruiser and, of course, battle cruiser. So maybe one possible strategy for a player who controls SCV hero is they could like mass battle cruisers, and towards the end of the game, there's like 50 battle cruisers and just own the opponent, but it might take a while. So then you have the battle cruiser. And finally we have the siege tank. This is the Terran 6th hero. Siege tank has siege mode, of course, which allows it to siege. Every time you increase the level of mode, you will increase the range of the siege tank. I think in the case of level 3, the range is like 15 or something. The siege tank also has the passive ability to increase damage, which I know that's pretty straightforward. The siege tank also has scanner sweep, so if you want, you can scan. I made it so scanner sweep doesn't detect at level 1. You have to get to level 3 to detect. So this means that, at least for a while, heroes that can cloak, like the hero, will be someone who's a Marine hero. And this is actually my personal favorite ultimate abilities. This siege tank has ultimate is called Artillery Barrage. Basically, the siege tank sends a wave of 5 attacks to any location on the map. And it's within a very large range. I think the range is 30 of this ability. So I'll just use in these units. Basically, the siege tank does 5 shots rapidly and just owns everything. So it's pretty cool. Alright, so that's it with Terran heroes. I guess I'm move on to Protoss heroes. We have the Zealot hero. Zealot hero is fairly straightforward. Its abilities are charge. Every time you increase charge. Also, the charge does impact damage, so if you increase the level of charge, increase impact damage. The Zealot has an ability that increases damage. Has a passive ability called Leg Enhancements. I even got the StarCraft 1 icon. Increases Zealot's movement speed. And the Zealot's ultimate is called Warpin. Pretty cool ability. You can basically warpin 6 Zealots to any location on the map. So let's say I want to warp it here, right? You can see 6 Zealots get warped in, and then they can own these. There we go. And of course, you can control them. It's very similar to the drop pod ability, but it's a bit more expensive in terms of mana costs. We also have the Stalker hero. The Stalker hero has blink, of course. It can blink. Has Singularity Charge, and Singularity Charge, for those who don't remember, is the range upgrade for Dragoons in StarCraft 1. And again, I have the StarCraft 1 icon. So it just increases the Stalker's passive. We also have Invasion. Invasion allows the Stalker attacks. Actually, there's a really cool animation that plays the stalker. The stalker basically turns he turns back, and it's very very visible. But I won't show it because that would involve, I don't know, someone attacking me. And the ultimate ability for the stalker is Wormhole Transit. And Wormhole Transit allows the stalker to teleport to any location. So I could teleport the stalker to these marines, and the stalker teleports. So I know basically the stalker has a lot of mobility. The ultimate could be really useful in terms of being in the right place at the right time. We have the Dark Templar hero. The Dark Templar hero has invisibility, of course. Become invisible. Invisibility isn't permanent until level 3. At level 1, he's only invisible while sleeping. So it's based sort of like Hide, the Night Elf Hide ability that they had in Warcraft 3. At level 2, he's invisible unless he attacks, which is basically like the Warcraft 3 Blade Master invisibility. And of course, at level 3, he's always invisible. And you need detection to see the Dark Templar hero when he's invisible. He also has Energy Burn, which is a passive ability that that basically burns energy whenever he attacks if the enemy hero has energy. So it's sort of like, yeah, so it makes him good against enemy heroes because he can get rid of their energy and do extra damage. And finally, we have Void Prison. And this is the ability that Zeratul had. Basically, for a Void Prison or something, and it's stunned for a while, and well, especially like. And the ultimate of the Dark Templar hero is an ability called Vortex. Vortex is basically the Mothership's ability. You can create a vortex, and it sucks all enemies. Actually, it sucks allies' enemies too. See, in that case, all the Marines. Of course, the Dark Templar hero himself is he's immune to the vortex, but allied heroes are not. So be sure not to cast that on allies, because that would be bad. Okay, we also have the High Templar hero. High Templar has Sonic Storm, which has feedback. Those are both abilities in the actual game. Has an ability called Phase Shift, which can, I think it was in the beta at one point for StarCraft 2. It can disable an enemy and take them out of gameplay for a short period of time. I'll just do this. So now that roach is out of it can't be attacked, but it can attack as well while phase shifted. So it can be useful in team fights to just, like, disable an enemy hero for a short period of time. And finally, we have ultimately a Temporal Rift. This creates a sphere that slows down time within it. So it's actually a really large sphere. If you show that, if I use this ability, time is like I think it's 80% slower within this sphere. So as you can see, everything's slower. It could be really useful if you can trap some allies in that. I don't know. We also have the Sentry hero, and the Sentry hero has force fields, create force fields, just like in StarCraft 2. You can create hallucinations. Each level hallucination decreases the mana cost. So it's just the same as in StarCraft 2. The ultimate is Guardian Shield, which is similar, but it's just slightly more powerful. I think it reduces damage based on percent as opposed to absolute. So this makes your units more durable, and that's the ultimate. And the Sentry hero also has an ability called Chain Lightning, which basically just creates a chain of lightning and damages units. I'll just use it. Chain Lightning. See? So that's the Sentry hero's abilities. And finally, for the Protoss, we have the Probe Hero. The Probe Hero can build pylons and photon cannons, just like a regular probe. The pylons don't really do much. They just create a power radius. If you increase the level, the radius increases. But the reason you need pylons is to build photon cannons. So once you have a power radius, you can build photon cannons. Build some photon cannons here. It's a good idea to learn the pylon skill before your photon cannon skill. Otherwise, you won't be able to build photon cannons. So, give a warning. The Probe Hero also has a passive ability called Chrono Boost. I hope you can see that. I don't know how good this video is, but basically, if you get your Chronos Boost, your probe experiences more time. So it has like plus 5% time scale per level or something, which means it'll regenerate, it'll move faster, it'll attack faster, it'll do everything faster. And the ultimate of the Probe Hero is quite powerful. The probe can, I guess level 6, can warp into Mothership. And here we have a Mothership. The Mothership has a timed life. And the Mothership also has it can cloak allies, attack, and it also has the ability to use Planet Tracker, which destroys everything. It's pretty awesome, actually. But it's quite an expensive ability, so it's best to use it at a smart time. Yeah. Alright, and the final race we have is Zerg. Here are the 6 heroes. The Zerg were actually the hardest to do. They took the most work because I made it so that each Zerg hero can burrow, but you have to buy a specific burrow item from your team's shop. And if anyone has used the editor, they know that that burrow, to make the ability to burrow, you have to duplicate the unit, and then create a morph ability, and